I love Star Wars and I love Marvel, but I also don't love Star Wars. I've decided because they haven't put Starkiller in anything since Force Unleashed 2.
Well,
and
don't you know that's not canon anymore?
I just want Starkiller to be canon.
Yeah. I think Star Wars has some cool ideas. They're just not using them. Because they need to play into the man-child nostalgia factor.
And they need to play into the, we're going to make TV shows because for a year during COVID, TV shows were how everything was working. But now it's 3 years later and we still have movies.
What? Yeah, I don't know. Like, Star Wars, like, these books are sitting in my room. They're called The Mandalorian Armor. It's a mini-series. Like, it's like 3 books. And it has like an A plot and a B plot. It's the current time where it's right after Boba Fett got eaten by the Sarlacc.
Oh, sick.
So he's like his armor, like people like have his armor, like parts of it, but that's not why it's called that. But he's like pretty much like recovering with these dudes, like this bounty hunter dudes that like may or may not just like sell him, but they also are just like kind of using him to like get what they want. So it's like kind of like a like double cross type idea.
Yeah.
But the B plot is it's him taking out a huge crime syndicate like years and years past, that like there's still bounty hunters out there that are trying to kill Boba Fett for it, because he like totally ruined this huge like syndicate thing. That story is cool, like because you have like these I feel like I talked about this the other day, maybe I was just with Aiden. There's this character which I like based a character in Wastelands off of, where it's this robot, but the robot what it does is it will like it will like assimilate pieces of like spaceship wreckage and stuff into itself.
Oh, sick.
So it's like a semi-living organism made of like metal and cable and stuff.
Yeah.
But what it does is it actually gives bounty hunters jobs. It like is in the know. It's like the informant a little bit.
Oh, cool.
But to help it like calculate how much money these dudes owe them, because it like it needs a cut of the money because it like gave them the job or gave them the help that they needed. It makes machine parts of itself be conscious, and it will like name them like if it needs to do math, it will be like calculator, but it's like capital calculator, like it's a name.
Oh, like
and
it's a thing.
And it makes its own. It like takes pieces of itself and makes them like semi-conscious, and they do tasks for it. But what it has to do is it has to kill those things before they become so conscious that they're the same person as him and they try to kill him. So he has to that guy, his like whole story is he's trying to like think of like, oh, I need to like this other self of mine is very useful to me, but I can't let him be too useful or else I'll just like get eaten and assimilated by the thing that is also me. I just thought that was such a cool idea, but you're never gonna see it in a Star Wars movie or show.
Not for a while.
Because that's not, it's not Luke Skywalker, Prince lightsaber. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice about Star Wars, but this is just like actual criticism, I think.
Yeah, I mean, actual criticism is valid. Like, there's no reason to hold back.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know. I think lightsabers and Jedi are cool. Like, even, because Aiden's like the expert on Star Wars, the local expert, if you will. But even he's like, dude, they could be doing so much more with the Jedi, like the old.
Yeah, the High Republic.
Yeah, like that is really cool. There's like a lot of cool stuff you can do with
even
that.
Just
or like the
Lotor.
Yeah, or like the Sith that would suck the life force out of planets just by himself. That was how he used the Force. That's cool. But they're not going to do it because it needs to be like.
Except I think they are making movies about that.
They should,
because I think that's KOTOR, and I think they're doing that.
Well,
It's Darth Revan.
we've seen from like a lot of Star Wars stuff that when they make an independent project that isn't just a complete reference to the movies, it does really well. Like The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, and then season 3 was just like the Star Wars, the other characters, the season.
I mean, I don't
From
know
what
if
I
you watched-
understand, I haven't watched it. I
haven't
know
watched
that
it yet
people were
either.
like, yeah, this is the Mandalorian wasn't even like almost in this season.
He's in it. He just doesn't take priority.
Yeah,
Like
which
he's
I'm
not
like,
the main character or the only protagonist, I guess.
yeah, which I'm like, dude, that's like, what's even the point? Just call like side Star Wars, like Star Wars Beginnings, or well, can't already do that, and that's like a lame name. Name it like.
The reason they call it Mandalorian and not Bo-Katan, who is the big other chick in this, is because Bo-Katan has a much less marketable name to the massive audience.
Or like you could do like the Mandalorian is a good name, but like you could do it like,
And they're all Mandalorian too, so it kind of still fits.
yeah, I don't know, but it's just like the Mandalorian to us is Din is it Din Djarin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who the Mandalorian is to us.
But I think it's interesting. Did you watch Boba Fett, the show?
No, I heard it was horrible though.
So it's super similar to what you said without the evil assimilation robot,
Yeah,
where Boba Fett like gets out of the thing. He has to somebody like stole his armor, so he has to go get that and all that. Right?
oh yeah, that's like the books,
And
which are non-canon
he-
anymore.
he gets taken in by Tuskens who are gonna kill him off, and then he like learns how to speak Tusken basically and like befriends them, and then he uses them alongside a bunch of people he befriends after taking out Jabba the Hutt and Jabba the Hutt's like new replacement basically.
Mm-hmm.
He like becomes Boba Hutt, you
Yeah.
could say, and then he uses his power as Boba Hutt to take out crime on Tatooine.
Yeah, so same idea, just different
Yeah,
process. Where it's like pretty much it's like almost like a mafia movie, but like
it is. It definitely gives that vibe. But then I think the 5th episode of like a 8 episode season is just a Mandalorian episode. Like it's just the Mandalorian, and he's got the Darksaber, and he goes to get Baba Yoda,
yeah, it just it
and Luke
needs,
Skywalker and Ahsoka are in it.
I like don't really like, I don't know, I just don't really have that like needs to have a callback to everything reference. If you're gonna have a callback, do it in a way that matters instead of just like this character's here. What? Like
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker in the new Star Wars trilogy, which I watched all of those. I was not super impressed, but I watched all of them. And I thought they had cool ideas. They had cool ideas going on. But a lot of the cool ideas just kind of got scrapped to just make the original trilogy, but with new actors that aren't as appealing and are just kind of one-sided characters.
Well, like the first movie, well, I guess the
Force
7th movie,
Awakens?
Force Awakens, was like really. It was every single first Star Wars movie is a remake of New Hope.
Yeah.
Where new person discovers forest, desert planet, ends with spaceship fight, blows up big circle,
Yeah.
right? But then Last Jedi, and I know everybody hated this one, so it's like
I
you're not
liked
doing
it though.
anything.
I actually liked it.
I think Last Jedi did things. If it was by itself and it didn't have Force Awakens before it, I would have enjoyed Last Jedi too. But like Finn being a Jedi, no.
No.
And like Rey and her whole like quest for Luke, and Luke just being a d-bag.
And like why
no.
and like the forced plot of like I need to know who my parents are. No one cares who your parents are.
Well, people cared until they said, "Oh, they're nobody," and then you kill Horcrux. I forget his name. Snoke. You kill the Snoke at the end, and he just is revealed to be unimportant. And then the next movie, they're like, "We brought back Palpatine because we don't know what to do."
Yeah.
That's
Somehow
what you get.
Palpatine returned or whatever.
Somehow Palpatine has returned. Sucking. Okay. Star Wars is making me mad.
No,
Ginga, ginga.
I liked a lot of the what was it called? Skywalker Rises. What was it called again?
The 9th one,
Yes,
the Rise of.
Skywalker.
Is it the Rise of Skywalker? That's kind of a corny name.
I mean, someone joked that Star Wars titles are like just assigned to the wrong movie or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
Return
how-
of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith.
Like how Attack of the Clones would probably be better for Revenge of the Sith, because you know the clones actually attack
Yeah,
in that one. I don't know.
I mean, Attack of the Clones, it kind of works, but like, the context for Attack of the Clones works better with the third movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, or I don't know. I just remember like there were obviously wrong things that were in the last. I forgot its name literally. Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, whatever.
Yeah.
We could just be calling it the wrong name and we don't even
I'm
know
pretty
it.
sure. Okay, maybe it's the somehow Palpatine has returned. That's the name.
Yeah.
Star Wars somehow Palpatine has returned.
Palpatine Redemption Remastered remake. I thought there were cool ideas in it. Like I actually liked Kylo Ren the most out of all of the
Kylo Ren is
characters.
probably the best character.
Because like he's like such a moody teenager in the first one, and then he's like he's a character that develops in a Star Wars movie other than the original trilogy. What? Other than like Anakin Skywalker.
He's a character that developed in a way that wasn't turning from good to bad.
Yeah, or bad to good.
Yeah, because he wasn't necessarily a good guy at the end either. He was still kind of just Kylo Ren.
Yeah, but like you have like the Knights of Ren who like he has to fight at the end, and they kind of have that like, I don't know, the thing where it's like if you actually paid attention to some of the Star Wars lore, you like thought that was cool. Which at that time and when I watched that, I actually knew who the Knights of Ren were, so I was like, oh, that's a cool callback. Like that's how you do a callback. You don't make the callback the entire movie, I think.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I thought the like forced Skype calls was like really corny, but like at least it was something new with the Force that wasn't just like, you know,
Force healing.
Wingardium Leviosa or whatever. Like where it just wasn't like the plot device, which it usually is, and it is, but I don't know. What do I know about storytelling?
Yeah, these are the guys who get paid the big bucks for it.
Oh yeah. But this is our podcast. We have our opinions.
Yeah,
and
I think the best Star Wars content is Rogue One.
I actually really didn't like Rogue One though. That was a good movie.
Rogue One is definitely the best one, but like
yeah. But no Luke Skywalker, no lightsaber. Oh, I need my.
Well, that was my favorite part. There were no Jedis, and I love Jedis.
Yeah, Jedis are cool.
I wish there were more.
Like Star Wars,
lightsabers.
like someone was like talking about like Star Wars and Star Trek. Star Trek is like the utopian form of Star Wars, and Star Wars is the dystopia.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in Mandalorian season 1, there's like, you know, stormtrooper heads on like spikes and stuff. Yeah. Like it's like not a cool. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think the rebels were actually the good guys, but that's just
I mean, I think in the original couple of movies and like shows and contexts, I would agree with that. But I think after, like, upon further inspection and like seeing more of the lore and like the time period during the 4, 5, and 6 movies, I think the rebels were the good guys. But I think that like, I think the Sith and the First Order from the...
I think the First Order was way worse.
Yeah, the First Order and the Sith are super evil. And I think the Empire is just happens to be led by the evil guy.
Yeah.
Like, if Darth Vader and Palpatine weren't there, the Empire is just the American government.
Yeah, kind of. But, like, more totalitarian.
Yeah.
Like, well, the thing is you can't control an entire galaxy, which is, like, half the reason why the Empire sucked so bad is because, like, how are you supposed to control, like, potentially, like, 400 billion people? How are you supposed to, like, help everyone and, like, do all that? You can't, and that's why the Empire sucked, I think, where First Order was, like, essentially a terrorist group.
Yeah, because they didn't even have control.
They killed, like,
most of the
4
places.
planets in, like, an hour in the movie, like an hour in, and you're like, oh, these people are actually like
evil.
Yeah, like the Death Star killed 1 planet. I mean, it was like a more like, I mean, I think plot significance and world building, it was like a more important one, but it was like yeah, they did that and that was bad. But First Order, like, they just like were just terrorists.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to establish a new empire. They were just like, let's kill everything, then let's think about making a government about
Everybody will be afraid of us, and that's why we're the good guys.
Yeah. And the Empire is more like, oh, guys, come on. Please, come on, guys. I'm telling on Mom. Like that.
Guys,
kinda.
Mom said it's my turn to rule the galaxy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that there just needs to be new Star Wars IPs. And there are, but then they keep getting roped back into like
The
nostalgia
main story.
Yeah, which I'm like, the main story's been done. I mean, people are already trying to like retcon the new trilogy. I know that's like some people are actively trying to get that done because people hated it so bad.
Yeah, but then
Even
they just
though-
confirmed that Rey is coming back for their next thing they're doing.
She's like the most boring character, dude.
Yeah, at least bring back like Finn and Poe Dameron
Yeah,
and make them
because they
kiss.
had actual potential as characters,
Yeah, that too.
and Rey was just like, "Who am I? What am I?
Me when I'm from a desert planet.
I must be Skywalker, right?"
Who are you?
Or like,
I'm Rey Skywalker.
I remember like in the theater after they did that like post-credit scene where the kid like used the Force. To
Yeah,
move
and then
the-
they didn't talk
the
about
broom.
it.
I
That never came
remember,
up.
like, I leaned to my dad next to me. I'm like, if they make another Star Wars trilogy about this stupid kid, I'm not watching it. Because I'm like, dude, I don't want to watch I don't want to watch Star Wars again. I've already watched it like every movie of the Star Wars series almost. Although I would say that the prequels were like extremely unique compared to those were actually new storylines.
Yeah, after the first one especially. Like the first one is a lot less New Hope than Force Awakens is.
Yeah.
Because Force Awakens has a lot of New Hope nostalgia.
It is. They just like came up with a different name for the what is it? It's Starkiller Base instead of Death Star.
Yeah, and like because you've got the Millennium Falcon and you got Han Solo and you got Princess Leia, you got all that going on, and people getting kidnapped and people blowing up the planet. And with Phantom Menace, you've got like Darth Maul and like he kills Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an out of order New Hope because like Qui-Gon dying is like Obi-Wan dying in A New Hope,
Yeah.
and it's like the same idea, or like blowing up the Death Stars, blowing up the trading Federation
Yeah.
vehicle or whatever. So I think that, but I definitely think it's like a better a better remake or a remaster or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
And also Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor is sick as hell. He's
Oh,
all
yeah.
like,
Perfect cat.
hello, oh I'm British or something.
And
You
it,
know?
actually, I do like. I don't remember what's the Anakin actor's name.
Hayden Christensen.
I like he is good at Anakin.
I think Anakin
He played a
is a
really-
really good character.
He played a really awkward teenager like Anakin was. Like everyone gave him crap about being such a bad actor. That is what Anakin.
Yeah, that was just
is.
Anakin Scott. Like
He
he was like 17 or 18 in the second movie, and he had the hots for a chick, and he's a monk, so he's
Yeah.
not allowed to. Like
He's
that's just good.
Yeah, like he did his job, and I think he like is a good Darth Vader or whatever. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, Darman.
Yeah, he's good Darman.
He's a good Darman. You know, he teaches me life lessons.
This is why you're not supposed to kill the entire planet with a Death Star.
I also think the prequel trilogies have the beauty, or prequel trilogy has the beauty and grace of having a story already written for it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, oh, we know that this and this and this has to happen. Same with like Rogue One. We know the end goal, and we're going to write
But
a
it's how
movie
it
or
plays
3
out.
movies to get to it. Whereas they made Force Awakens, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna make 2 more movies, and we haven't written, like, we don't have any script for it.
Yeah.
We haven't thought this out.
If you were to rewrite the sequel trilogy, how would you do it?
If I was,
You
gonna
have to
rewrite
keep
it,
all the same characters, but it's your choice if you like kill off Han Solo and Leia and Luke.
okay, I don't think I kill off any of them until the last movie. Oh, actually, okay, I keep Han Solo's death the same. I keep Leia's death the same. I don't kill off Luke. Well, I don't keep Leia's death the same. I make Leia die in a way cooler way, and I don't make her Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Rey is a Palpatine still, but Palpatine doesn't come back. I think that that's just a sick thing, and I also think that makes her evil at the end. I think she's
Yeah.
a bad guy by the end,
Well,
and I think Kylo Ren is a good guy by the end.
did you know that the original Star Wars they were gonna make Luke turn to the dark side? Did you know that?
Yeah, that would have been based as hell.
Like that was the that was like the original pitch, and then they're like, no, we can't do that. Like that's gonna be like that'll be like too controversial. We'll do it with a sequel.
Yeah, and I think like if you make Luke just continue to be like this super like never giving up hope, like upbeat guy, even though like everything should be bringing him down instead of being depresso wizard.
Yeah,
I think that's would be cool.
I think if I were to read if I
Oh, Chewbacca dies.
yeah I would
Like when
actually
when they
kill him.
killed Chewbacca and then they didn't actually kill him,
Or like where they deleted all of C-3PO's memory
and then they didn't actually kill him.
Yeah.
It's like these are characters that would have like been emotional deaths,
Yeah.
and then you just were like, wait, no, we need them to maybe come back later.
I think that what I would do is for Force Awakens, let's see, I have to remember everything that happened in The Force Awakens. How is Rey like involved at all with Han Solo? Oh, she
They find the
steal
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And then like within 30 minutes Han Solo becomes a father figure because she has daddy issues.
I think that how I would do her conflict is first movie kind of the same. Me just didn't like how that like it was just a repeat of the like New Hope. What they could do is I think that they could establish all that. Don't know if I would kill Han Solo yet. What I think I would do is they would I'd probably swap essentially just the second movie and the first one. What I would do though is in the second movie I'd take all of the like actual like the deaths from the third movie and I'd make them happen throughout the second movie. So it's just like I'm pretty much just doing Infinity War so that the third one would be Endgame.
Okay. So you've got all your deaths like the end of the second movie is like the dramatic like Luke and Leia and Han
I
are
wouldn't
dead.
have them all die at the same time because then it's like obviously just Infinity War. But like you could have like Luke is cool and whatnot. I think he would have to die in the like middle of the second one. Han Solo at the end. And I think what that would be is Rey's conflict is she doesn't know who she is. That's like her whole conflict.
Yeah.
And she's like using like Jedi, like in the actual movie, she's trying to use the Force and like to like truly figure out if she's like a Force for good or Force for evil. Because what if Palpatine is like relative and I'm like bad now? Like that's her whole thing. I think they could just do what they were going to do with Luke Skywalker. I think that they should have Rey would like kind of just be kind of confused, and at the end of the first one, she kind of like is like, okay, I think I'm going to be this like Jedi, and I think that's like I'm supposed to make this huge difference. Like I'm like different. I think that's what she is, but she's still like. Let's say she puts all of those thoughts on Luke. Well, if Luke were to die in the middle of the second movie, that like whole like that like basis of her self-understanding that's gone now.
Oh yeah, because
so then she's really confused. She's like confused and she kind of like tumbles off. And let's see, Snoke. I would actually keep Snoke's death still. I would still have him die. However, I think that it would be better if at the end of the second movie to really like make it interesting, Rey is the new Snoke. I think
Rey becomes Snoke too.
And I don't want to just have her be the bad guy just to be like, what? You weren't expecting that. Because like to have that happen from like good guy, like super good pure white guy. Whoa. This pure white knight.
Yeah,
that's
white
what
knight.
I meant to say. This white guy, now they're a bad evil guy.
They're the Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark
like
Knight.
Batman. No, I get that. That's sick.
I think that she, like maybe at the end of the first one, she would have to be like really kind of confused as to who she was, but she was like starting to understand it, and right when she understands it, is when Luke dies.
And then that makes her evil.
That shakes her, and then she kind of, because the Force must always be balanced, right? And I think that where she was like, well, I thought that this was good, but maybe, like, the Force is trying to tell me that that's not what I'm supposed to do. And then rather than her becoming full evil, I think it would be better for her to just kind of be like, oh, like maybe this is what's for me. So she's like not full evil, but like she's not okay with like people dying and stuff, but she's kind of like not going to like go out of her way to try to like fix that or anything.
Because she thinks that she's like doomed to be.
Yes, like she's like kind of like, how Yoda thought he was the chosen one or whatever,
Yeah.
which is why he was like really upset when Luke or like Anakin were like actually the real ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think end of second one, Rey is kind of fills in that spot but isn't completely evil. It's almost like for the next episode or whatever, she's just going to be like the next movie, I mean.
She's gonna be grumpy.
She's gonna be like kind of this evil character. Kylo Ren in the first, I would keep him the same in the first movie, where he's like evil, and then he kind of is like starting to realize that like, wait, maybe being related to Darth Vader's like not actually that cool, and it's just kind of like, it's like being related to Hitler. Like that's not really that cool. You don't base your personality off of that. Him, I would have a similar thing, but I would want him to, like him and Han Solo have this big falling out or whatever, and that's why like I know what I have to do and I don't have the strength to do it.
I know what I have to do.
Like he didn't really have to kill Han Solo. He kind of did it so people would be like, what?
This guy's for real.
I think that I think it would make more sense for him to, like, let's say they kill this Star Killer base, and like and if we give him more of like a position of power, like he's essentially like the Emperor pretty much, like, or Darth Vader, where Darth Vader was pretty much like he was under control of the Emperor, but he was more of like, he had a huge, like way bigger presence than like Kylo Ren did in the First Order.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren was just kind of doing his thing or whatever. And he's like, yeah, this Snoke guy's okay just because like I decided he was.
This Snoke guy is pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah. I think that it would make more sense if he was reunited with like Han and Leia. But he wouldn't be like completely good. He would just kind of be like, people don't like trust him, but he like is kind of like come back to like, okay, I was wrong and I need to, like, he's having a redemption arc pretty much.
Yeah.
Like what they were kind of trying to do in the actual movie, but not really, because this whole redemption arc is he like didn't he like resurrect Rey or something like that?
Yeah, he dies saving Rey or something.
Yeah. So not that. With Poe Dameron, to me, he wasn't a very important character, but I think he would have been.
Well, he was supposed to die in the first one. That was the original script, and then Oscar Isaac was like, please, let me be a part of the movie.
Well, in every other movie and show that Oscar Isaac was in, he died in the first episode.
Yeah.
And the director's like, well, no, like we can like keep working with this. I think he would like. It would make sense for him to be a voice of reason for Finn, right?
I think they should be. I think they should be lovers.
Because I mean, they could be. I feel like the personalities are not like overtly. I feel like it would be forced. It has to be more natural.
I want it to be forced. I want it so bad.
Like, if there were to be a romance, because they tried to do Kylo Ren and
the Rilo Kren.
They could try doing that, but it would be like they didn't like each other, and then they
enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers to enemies, though.
Oh yeah, because they go back to being bid. They don't like each other.
Yeah. I think Kylo Ren is kind of just a neutral force. That would make sense. I think Poe Dameron would kind of be just this bridge character where he would like, where he, I don't know if I'd make him a main character, but he could kind of serve the same purpose as main characters usually do, where they're just the person and people revolve and interact with them.
Yeah.
And they set stuff straight.
He's like a general character, I think. Like not general like a basic or neutral.
Yeah.
But general like he's like a Leia replacement.
Yeah, because he was kind of like that, but then he was just like, oh, random authority figure, better do whatever they say, even if it's like going to destroy the entire fleet, like they did in the second movie.
Yeah, screw Last Jedi. For real.
With Leia, I don't know.
I think that they rewrite Leia entirely, and instead of being Princess Leia like she is in the movies, it's actually the baby Leia actress from the Boba Fett movie. Or no, Mandalorian. Or no, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Goodness, there's so many shows now.
I think that his Princess Leia, they were trying to be like, look, she's still all nice and stuff, but she's like more hardcore. I think they should have just like really buckled down on the hardcore, because it would be really cool to see this person who was like, oh, I'm a dainty princess, I need someone to save me. And
then she's like this hardcore like badass war general in the
like not like she like is okay with committing war crimes, but it's kind of like she needs to like, she has to have control over what they're doing, and I want her to like let's say she dies. What if she dies at the end of the first one, right?
Yeah.
And Poe Dameron takes her place, kind of.
Okay.
So it really is this new, it's a new, not new order, but it's just this new, like, look, you have these characters, and yes, they're replacing them, like all of them, but like, the thing is like, it makes sense why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's not just like we needed new characters and we're just gonna make new ones.
Especially what if Rey were to kill Luke?
Rey kills Luke.
Or what if she were to like, because it would make sense if Leia died at the first one, because then everyone's kind of on edge, right? Like people, like that's what Han Solo was in like the actual movies. If Leia were to die at the end of the first one, or something like it, like she dies so that they can achieve the victory, pretty much, I think that would set it up more for like this uncertainty and needs to like latch on to someone that Rey has.
Yeah.
But it would make it so that Poe Dameron could like,
also
the whole time he felt like kind of wasted potential this whole time. I'm like, he had this cool pilot character. He like has been like done like a million jobs. He's like this he's like this experienced dude, and that was just his character. Like he never like actually was able to like show it off.
Yeah, like he was supposed to be like the rebel everyman.
Yeah, like how Han Solo was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think that he would make a good like replacement for Leia, because then he's trying to figure out how to actually command and like be responsible for other people, which he hadn't really been until like the third and second movies and like the actual ones. He would replace Leia, and he would like maybe Kylo Ren, like Leia's death would like resonate with him, and that's what would make him more neutral. Like he would,
because I think that's what happens in Last Jedi.
Yeah, like and then like him and Poe Dameron are lovers. No.
Yes. No.
Well, I don't see the need for it. It's not like I like hate gay people.
No,
I just don't see.
Jacob is anti-gay because he doesn't want to see Poe Dameron and Finn make beautiful, sweet love.
It doesn't. Their characters don't fit. The characters aren't. They're not dynamic enough, nor do they don't. Well, like, okay, you have like two types of like gay characters. Ones that are just like ones that don't ever mention it. Like, okay, Bill from Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gay. He doesn't mention it. That's not his personality, though. Or you have like the overtly gay character.
You have the character that's made gay to like satiate, like, oh, we have a gay character. Look at that, which is wrong on the director's side.
Okay, but
and
sometimes
then you also have the gay that's
sometimes those characters
there.
are like the best ones, though.
Well, yeah, for sure. 100% agree.
Like, not because they're gay, but because they're just like
the most exciting.
Yeah, they're the most interesting. And to me, like, Poe Dameron is it'd be more interesting if he was the general now, but I don't think it'd be more interesting if he was like gay.
But what if he was the gay general? And him and Finn make
and
sweet,
his
sweet
internal
love.
conflict would be battling his internal homophobia. That's his that's his conflict of the series. At the end, he turns to the dark side, and he's homosexual.
At the end, he turns to the dark side to become a homosexual.
That's true, guys.
Yep, and that's because,
and at the end
as
of
we
it,
all know,
at the end of it, like it'll like do like the end, like all the Star Wars movie does, and it's like, gay are evil. Gay is evil, and then like hashtag I hate gay people and I love Star Wars.
That is how every Star Wars movie ends.
Yeah, dude.
And that's why
they
gay people
George
in real life
Lucas
can use
edit
lightning.
That in. Yeah. They can do
gay people in real life have sleigh light. They use the sleigh to move objects with their mind.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, the sleigh surrounds us. It binds us.
Yeah, dude. And the Jedis are like drag queens. What? They're committed to a lifestyle, you know?
The Star Wars that the liberal media wants.
They want to use gay force and gay Jedis.
My favorite genre of tweet is like people who are like very like LGBTQ positive
and like making fun of,
and they'll be like, fighting games if they were liberal, and it's like street like gays and like mortal queerage and like
street they them.
Guilty Gear Strive, and they just didn't change Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Brawl characters if they were the liberals, and it's like Ness they them.
They're all Donkey Kong, but they're different colors of Donkey Kong for all the representation.
Blue Donkey Kong.
You have which one? There's a white Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah, there's a white Donkey Kong.
Wait, which one is it? It's not. No, because Funky Kong wears a white t-shirt.
I think it's straight up like a tutorial Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Like it's Donkey Kong, but he's white so that he's invincible. Because we all know white.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the superpower.
Yeah. And I think Donkey Kong should be in Star Wars too.
Donkey Kong in Star Wars, honestly, just like Donkey Kong was in Punch-Out, Star Wars is next.
Yeah. But yeah, I've stopped like mentioning what happens at the third movie, because I think the third movie, that's when it gets crazy. Because the second movie, audiences are supposed to be like, what's gonna happen? Like, oh, I bet Rey will be good or something, and then like it's gonna be okay. Because they would probably expect like, you know, what people were expecting for the actual end of the Star Wars series, where it's like, oh, they're just gonna like erase the second movie, and then it's just like, look, the third movie happens, guys. The second movie didn't even happen.
The second movie isn't real.
Yeah, I think oh, Finn. Finn's a Jedi. Finn needs to be a
Finn
Jedi.
not being a Jedi is honestly...
He needs to be the other Jedi, because to me, his conflict is way more interesting than, who are my parents?
Yeah, his conflict of being like... He has that too. Like, he doesn't know who he is really.
Yeah, he you know, used to kill people, but he like defected because he's like, this sucks. I hate killing people.
Yeah, he's also has a beautiful lover in the form of Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
And that could add to it. No, I think that Finn is just ultimately the cooler character to be a Jedi.
Yes. And what's his name? John
Cena from Detroit.
Yeah. I don't remember his actual name. It's John
Tron?
I don't remember. I just know that he's like an actual huge fan of the show and like of like Star Wars and like
John
Boyega. I was right.
Oh yeah, Finn.
Yeah, Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that he'd be way better, and what would happen is after, who did I say would die in the first one? Leia.
Yeah.
After Leia dies, he would kind of be helping Rey through that, like him and Poe would be like kind of the new like Han Solo, like kind of like the, you know, Han Solo and like, no, well, the thing is like every pair in Star Wars is like goofy. So having just like two normal human dudes being like this dynamic duo would be like weird, I think.
Yeah.
Other than like, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan, but their relationship would be different because I think that Finn would be like, you know what? I think that I don't want the universe to be like to have all this like needless death and stuff. I'm going to become a Jedi to like you know, kind of redemption arc for him as well, but he was going to do that anyways. I think we can all agree. Like,
Yeah.
if it was actually good, that's what would have happened.
Yeah, I think that's kind of just the way it should have gone.
And I think he trains with Luke.
The good ending.
And all of the stuff that Rey did with Luke in the actual movie, I think happens with Finn instead, where like Luke kind of like forced spirits away and like, look, Yoda, what?
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if Finn is like your classic like normal Jedi approach, and then Rey is like the Anakin style, like Darth Vader. I'm a bad guy, but not yet really.
Because I think for the third one, she's going to have turned to the dark side, but like, and she's like kind of like going into, because when you're a Sith, you like, it's like power, like, you know, you don't see, I mean, Jedi, you know, not Sith Jedi or whatever. Good Force users can still use lightning. I mean, didn't Yoda use lightning? And
Yoda, I think Yoda just deflects lightning.
Oh, well, it's possible for normal Jedi to shoot lightning. Like, they haven't said that's just a Sith thing. Because the Sith thing is, like, way more powerful, but that's, like, why it's bad, because you just go power hungry. Yeah, I think that Finn, honestly, like, Luke, oh yeah, you know, elephant in the room, Luke doesn't need to be all, like,
lame.
Like, oh, I failed Kylo. I'm a bad person. I tried to kill Kylo.
Because of Kylo Ren, I am now salty and will die lame.
I think that he would still be a monk, because that's just canonically what he would be.
Yeah, he's a Jedi. He's the last Jedi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Luke would not be all salty about it. I think he'd be like I did what I had to do, and he's like he's kind of mostly forgiven himself for that. But when people are like why didn't you like kill Kylo, and he's like, well, he could be like, I saw that is not what his that's not what his like destiny is. That's not like what he's going to be. He's not going to be just a Sith.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, he was just like, I sensed the darkness in him. Then I tried to kill him, and it didn't work out. That's it.
Which is like a very Darth Vader-y Anakin Skywalker thing to do.
Like it feels like they were kind of trying to do like the Luke is not like completely White Knight, but in every movie, everything else, he is like the White Knight character. Why would you try to just now make him like
sullen and weird?
Yeah, like you need to like. That's why it's weird when like good characters are just like suddenly bad. Like that's why a lot of movie Supermans, like, they don't do it well, because they try to be like, look at this morally twisted Superman. He doesn't know if he's actually good. Superman in the comics, he's like the Boy Scout Superman, and that's why people like Superman, because he's like, I'm gonna do what's good.
Yeah, evil Superman is such a weird concept.
Evil Superman has to be completely evil. He has to be Red Sun. He has to be
Injustice.
He needs to be bad Superman. You can't have like good Superman, but am I really that super? Like how the
they call me Superman, but
like,
am I?
Like the Batman versus Superman, that Superman, I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. And I don't think that's how you're supposed to do Luke as a character. I think he's supposed to like kind of be sad that he like screwed up and like kind of like tried to kill, you know, his best bros, well, you know, his sister's son, nephew? Yes, nephew.
Yeah, his nephew, yep.
Like, I think that it would be weird for him to not be sad about that, but like, I think that it would just, if he wasn't so like, the Force is not real, the Force is bad, I failed the Force, like, it's just like, he's not...
The Force is not with me.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be like that, like how in the movie it is.
Yeah, they kind of just made him a pansy, like a pushover. Yeah. He's like, I messed up one time, and then he's like, Force is gone.
Now I'm gonna show up in the last fight that I didn't really know about, and I'm gonna be a Force ghost in it. What?
Which implies him showing up to the last fight without being told about it. Like, it implies a lot. Like, one, he just he knows everything that's happening. Like, he's watching what's happening to like Luke and Leia, or to Leia and Han Solo.
Yeah.
And can see it, and just chose not to Force ghost out there yet.
Yeah. I think with him, what would really make it crazy, what if like at the end of the second movie, right? And Rey is like, that's when she like kind of like the switch flips or whatever. Like, I know that I was like, okay, Luke could die in like the middle. What if she like snapped, accidentally killed Luke, like how Anakin accidentally killed Padme?
Or Mace Windu.
Yeah,
Anakin accidentally kills Mace Windu too.
Yeah.
That would be sick, actually. Okay, have you, a little bit off topic, but not really, have you seen the original script for Rise of Skywalker? It was going to be called like what's the song? What is Darth Maul's theme called? Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
The movie, the original title was Duel of the Fates, and I don't know if this is still real or not, but I'm pretty sure it was real and not just like somebody's made up thing. And it was going to take place on Coruscant, and like Crux was going to like kill himself with a purple lightsaber, like a samurai stabbing himself, as Coruscant like is destroyed, and Kylo Ren becomes a good guy, and all of this stuff. And I was like, that's the coolest. And Mace Windu is back too. That's like why I remembered. And I was like, that's like such a cool freaking. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. And if Rey kills Luke, the audience is like, what? She's horrible. I hate her. Like, you know, I don't want her to have a redemption arc because she like threw it all away. That's stupid. I hate her now. I think that like, yeah, Princess Leia dies in, what did I say, like first one? Like end of first one. And then second one, like, you could have Luke die in like the middle. It has to be in like the last half.
Yeah.
He dies. Rey is like, what?
Because that's got to be a part of the climax, I think, is Luke dying.
Yeah.
Or like at least really close to the build up to the peak.
And they have to like, because like the First Order wasn't completely destroyed when the Starkiller base was gone. Like that happens in the second movie, and the third one with like the secret fleet.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, let's all be honest. No one wanted Palpatine back. No one was like, man, I really hope Palpatine's the big bad.
Yeah, especially like Palpatine's a great character, but like I didn't want him back. Yeah. I don't think most people were ever thinking, oh yes, kill Snoke and bring back Palpatine from the first. Palpatine isn't all of them.
Yeah, I think that like Kylo Ren and like, you know that fight where it's like Kylo Ren and Rey, where they're like fighting these dudes to kill Snoke, but they're like also trying to like kind of like fight each other, and then they like rip that lightsaber in half. I think they could have something similar to that, because that makes sense, because it's like they're both not good, like they're both like working towards a similar cause, but they're also not buddies. I think they still need to have that dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Kylo Ren, he needs to, in the third one, he's like kind of become this neutral. I think he needs to like realize that he can, because he's more experienced with the Force, he could be like a new mentor to like, you have Finn who's been trained by Luke in this
alternate idea.
I think that Kylo Ren could like him and Finn, they'd be like they would like be able to like unite in the Force or whatever, because they both have been these like shady bad people, and now they're like, okay, we're gonna be good. But Finn's gonna be more of like a more like White Knight kind of dude. He's gonna be more like the like perfect hero or whatever. Yeah. Like how Luke was. I think that Kylo Ren just is best in this like gray area where he's like, yeah, I want to be good, but also I'm like, he like thinks that he's not worthy or whatever. Like that was kind of his thing in the movie too.
Yeah, is that he just is not. He doesn't believe in himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think third movie. I don't know if I'd kill Rey. I can see it though. Do you
I think Rey could have died in the actual
well,
like.
you can
movie
see that I'm
timeline,
just trying to like replace Rey.
Yeah, I think Rey. I think that like Daisy Ridley is a pretty okay actress too.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think that Rey is such a poorly made character.
Yeah, she would have to be just completely different, which is why I'm like, I want Finn to be kind of the protagonist of all this, and where, like that's the A plot, and the B plot would be Kylo Ren and, Rey. Because then in the third one, you could have this Kylo Ren is like, hey, look, I used to be like you, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's like I've already messed up. You don't have to mess up too, even though you killed Luke on accident. What?
Yeah. You don't have to like that's not the only thing.
Like you don't have to like force yourself into this fate. Like the force must always be balanced, but you don't have to be the counter balance or whatever. Like because Kylo Ren has always been more of like the sacrificial character. I mean, he literally like
It is the sacrifice.
yeah. I think that he like because there always has to be balance, and that's like the big thing with the sequels that they were trying to like force down your throat, even though it just was like blatantly not balanced when they killed Palpatine, the like singular Sith. I think that he would be like, look, he would kind of like move away like Luke. He would kind of become a monk.
Yeah.
So he would have to battle those demons, but like, and I think like Finn would kind of just be like bitter about it because he's like, well, you know, like I'm like a good guy and I don't want any bad guy. So
No bad guy.
He's trying to like struggle with like the force must be balanced, but I also he's like Kylo Ren wouldn't do anything actually bad. Like he'd actually be kind of the good guy for like still being kind of that Sith darker side, but like he doesn't have like he's not like he wouldn't like go out of his way to kill people.
Yeah.
I think. So he'd kind of be the new Luke in that way. Like, cause Finn to me would just be like what we thought Luke would be at the end of the original trilogy, where he's just gonna like keep being cool and he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" Because everyone thought that that's what Luke was going to be like.
And then Luke was cringe.
Yeah. And I think Rey could die, but I think her dying would be like the big thing that like makes everyone like kind of like you would want it to end where like everything's resolved, but people are still like dealing with like loss and whatever. Because like, I mean, I haven't really mentioned like Han Solo dying, but I think Han Solo, like, he could be in it. I just like you could have Han Solo kind of like die at some other point, and it would just like further.
I think
his
his death always has the same effect.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, that sucks. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, or like what if like him and Leia just like died at the same time? Because then it's really like what? Because then it's like, whoa, they died together, so that's sweet, but it's also like horrible because he just killed two people that were like in the main trilogy, bro. That's like horrible. And like they would die from like they're trying to like storm a First Order base.
Yeah.
Like they're like trying to fully put it out. I don't know. I like the balance of the Force idea. I think that's like the thing that Star Wars needs the most. So that's why a lot of this I've been just trying to like force this plot.
I do think it's a cool idea that because like the idea of Anakin in the prequels is that he is here to balance the Force, and that ends up meaning that because there's so many Jedi and so few Sith, that he ends most of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And I think that that's cool. And so I think it would be cool if like they focused on that more and we're like, oh yeah, whenever like newer Jedi like come into existence, the Force is going to start putting people like on a track to take out those Jedi that were being replaced or those Sith that need to balance it out.
Yeah. And like, yeah, there's a lot of things that are like that I've like left open-ended. Like Kylo would kind of be like a monk, where he just kind of be like, he would have to hold it in check. Like in Sekiro, you have the sculptor, and he turns into the demon of hatred, but he carves Buddha statues to make it so he doesn't go full demon of hatred.
Yeah.
Until the very end, and where he can't contain it any longer. Like he even says something like the flames, are have like called me, and I can't like refuse. And then you don't see him at the little temple thing where you get upgrades from, where you usually talk to him, because he's out in a field, like murdering
Being
soldiers.
the demon of hatred.
Yeah, the demon of hatred. So you could kind of have that idea for Kylo Ren. I think that would make sense. I think that Finn would have to kill Rey. And like Rey or maybe Kylo could kill Rey, maybe. But
I think both of those would be cool. Because I think they both can build.
But also, like, Rey is like people want Rey to die, but like if she just is like, because it would be dumb for her to just be like, wait, okay, I take it back. I'm sorry I was a Sith. Like that's like kind of a cop out. Like that's not. No one's gonna like think that's like an actual good resolution.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that she could just like, someone kills her, or she's like incapacitated or something. Like something crazy happens, and it like it hurts a lot of people. Like Chewbacca dies or something. Like something that like big explosion happens, and they were trying to like find where Rey was and like try to stop her from doing stuff, because they're like, oh, she's like, she was just discovering her power. What if she's like more powerful now? Like they're trying to like stop her.
Yeah.
And like she's like full bad guy. Like gives the appearance of full bad guy, but is still like regretful with her actions.
About it, yeah.
Yeah, like Darth Vader. Darth Vader's a bad guy, but he doesn't like killing people. Well, at first. Well, he never likes it. He just does it because it's like kind of what he's used to.
Well, he kind of has the same thing going on as Rey would, if in this idea, where it's like he already has gone too far, and so he's like this irredeemable because he killed Padme and Mace Windu and all of these other Jedi. And so Rey doing that to Luke is kind of like making a really speedrun version of like Darth Vader's story.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
If I were to remake the sequels, I would make it so that it is Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Yeah. That is all.
Yeah. I just like, if we were to take like it's almost like most of this idea was just redoing the second and third one, because you can have your like nostalgia trip first one where like Han Solo dies in that one. You just like replace a character, or like if we had to direct the sequels, like how like the different dude directed the second one and then J.J. Abrams did the third one.
Oh yeah.
Like if we were in that guy's shoes, that's what I would set up.
Yeah, I don't think I could pull out like a good movie after Last Jedi for like a finisher, because Last Jedi just takes so much that was set up in Force Awakens and says no.
Yeah, and no. Last Jedi would be like this crazy, because this character that was good guy for 2 movies is like bad. What? It's crazy. And like she's not bad just to be bad. She's bad and she like doesn't like herself, but she like doesn't know who she is. And then like let's say like while she dies, she's like, okay, maybe I am here to like help you like keep the like I'm the sacrifice that like made it so that you were the chosen one, or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Know. Like she has like a sacrificial death, and like, which to me is like would make sense with like Kylo Ren's whole like monk idea, because like the Jedi were not like these like superhero dudes, they were monks.
Yeah, they were supposed to be like these pacifists. They just happen to have laser swords.
Yeah, to like keep the peace,
And then that's like a big point of the what's the word? What am I looking for? the prequels is that they are, oh shit, they are politicians and not monks anymore.
Yeah. Or like, yeah. And Finn, like, I don't know. I kind of left Poe Dameron and Finn and some other guys like just kind of like out to dry, but like
so that they can.
I think that
make
they
sweet love.
yeah. That's what they've been doing for this whole idea. Is
Yeah, Finn is a Jedi, and Poe Dameron is more important, and also they're super in love,
Yeah.
and they're freaking babes.
Yeah. Okay, we put that idea in, but also like I think that they
And we make their personalities more relevant to it.
yeah. Because like, you know, Poe Dameron's like, you know what? I'm a crazy hotshot. I've done this a million gajillion times, yo. Like, oh wait, now I am responsible for this. What? That's his conflict. And at the third one, he kind of is like, he almost is like in the audience's place where he like is trying to like fully process like Rey died and she was like a sacrificial death, but she made it so that, you know, Finn could be the good guy. And that Kylo Ren is like also the good guy, but he's also like the good guy because he's the bad guy. And Poe Dameron would be kind of like he could kind of, if they were to do another set of sequels, which I wouldn't want to do.
I think they are those
he would be like trying to like, because I think it's dumb because like the First Order, like, yeah, it's pretty much just some terrorists that like took over, but they just kind of like, oh, by the way, there's this whole new thing. There's no explanation. They just kind of showed up. What?
The First Order is here now.
There's evil in the universe. A man has fallen into the river in Lego City.
Hey.
I think that he could be like trying to like make a new government in this like next sequel trilogy.
Like a good government.
Yeah. Because like
Kylo Ren becomes a socialist.
Because the First Order was not like not some government power. There was no government in the sequel trilogy. There was like the rebels that had kind of made their own thing, but they didn't control the galaxy. The galaxy was free reign, dude. I mean, like Rey was like borderline slave.
Yeah, literally. So, she was an indentured servant, practically.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my idea. I just think like George Lucas, I don't really like him as a director because I think he has some stupid ideas. Like even he was like, yeah, force is balanced. Yeah. That's the whole point. The force is balanced.
And he did that well.
Yeah.
I wish that Princess Leia being a Jedi was more explored.
Yeah.
Give her like a sick ass like yellow lightsaber.
Yeah, like she could have a lightsaber. That could be like her thing. Like before they like go into this battle or whatever, where her and let's say Han Solo is there too. Like where they're like trying to storm this First Order base, like all the good guys, right?
Yeah.
This is this like second movie. Freak accident happens and like they die. But like let's say she's just like, I don't know, I feel something wrong.
Like
something has gone wrong. She can sense in the force that like, not that she's gonna die, but she like is like, it's a sense of finality, like something big is gonna happen. So she could be like, look, I'm a, you know, like she would be able to like sense that. Like you could have like her and Luke kind of have this dialogue where like Luke's like, I don't know, like I have a bad feeling about this kind of thing. About this thing.
Because it's the line.
yeah, or whatever. And she could like, she would be like, yeah, I like, he's like, do you feel it in the force? And she's like, I feel it too, or whatever. And she like pulls out like, you know, pink lightsaber because she's a girl.
Yeah, because women can't have blue lightsabers.
Although I read somewhere that like the lightsaber crystals actually mean something. Like blue is like you're a good warrior, green is you're strong with the force. Purple because you're Mace Windu, and red because it's like Sith.
Because I think that it was originally not like a thing of like, okay, I think it was originally if you're a Jedi Knight it's green, if you're this or that it's blue, right? And I think that carried over into like the first two prequel movies.
Yeah.
And then George Lucas was like, actually, if you are a talented lightsaber warrior, it will be green, and if you are talented with the Force, it will be blue, and it like blah blah blah. And also Mace Windu's is purple, and they're red because the Sith energy corrupts them.
I'm pretty sure there's like Bamf is like ingrained it's like inscribed on his lightsaber.
Bamf.
Yeah, dude. I think that's actually like true too. I might be totally making that up, but I like.
If that's true, I love that for him.
Yeah, I swear that was on Mace Windu's lightsaber.
I can see it.
Yeah.
He is a Bamf.
Yeah. I mean, he could be there too. Like
Mace Windu comes back, old, scraggly little Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like I just am not emotionally attached to some characters as some people are. I have a hard time being emotionally attached to characters, because you just have to be well written for me to be like, oh no, they died.
Yeah.
But
I think you would really like Fire Emblem games.
Yeah. Dude, I get to play as Kakaisuke in those? That's epic, dude.
Exactly my point. No, oh, I forgot about this. You were saying something about oh shit, I was gonna bring up how Xenoblade Chronicles. I think this is forever ago actually. I'm just remembering like with the Wasteland stuff and like the combo of universes and stuff. Because in Xenoblade Chronicles, you've got like your dudes who are just chilling, and then like the universe like crosses over at the end of Xenoblade 1, and that's how like Xenoblade 2 happens and Xenoblade 3 happens. But also another thing that adds into it is like the Xenoblade Chronicles games are all connected, but they aren't made to feel connected necessarily.
Yeah, they're their own separate things.
But then every one of them has, especially now that they're all three of them are on the Switch, they all have like little DLC things where it's like, here's like an extra like little link between what happens in this and that. And so they're doing one with all of the main characters, which it looks so cool. It looks so cool.
Yeah. I think that they, like, with this proposed alternate sequel trilogy, they could have, if they made it like a show about it, it would be like Poe Dameron, I think.
Yeah, because Poe Dameron, it'll be about his relationship with Finn.
Sure. I don't know. Wait, but Jedis aren't supposed to have relationships. Oh wait, no, but The Last Jedi was Luke. So there's not really a like pure Jedi.
Yeah,
like
that religion
Jedi-ism.
is dead.
Yeah, like Judaism or whatever. Jedi-ism.
Judaism.
Yeah, Judaism. Jewish people don't even exist.
Jewish people are crazy because like, why can they use the Force?
Yeah, man. Like, you're right there. So close.
So close. That'd be shape.
Yeah, yeah. You could do a show, it would be like Poe Dameron, and he's like, what? I'm governor, what?
Me when I become president of the United States of Space.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, that's what I think. I feel like I totally intended that whole, like, essentially anime monologue to just be, like, some brief ideas, but then I was like, wait, but, like, you know, those are ideas that actually would work and would be good, I think. Although I think they're good because I make them up.
That's the biggest like thing is like, what do we know?
I don't know. Do you if that's just complete nonsense and it's just like, okay, that was like, why would you do that? You can say it. I just thought that's how I would do
most of what you said is stuff that I would have probably preferred over what we got.
Yeah.
Especially like when I was younger and watching the movies, I was like, oh hell yeah, they got lightsabers and shit, freak, bro.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, bro, Finn and Poe, for real, bro.
And I think it would be cool to see lightsabers, because lightsabers, they don't really, like, the thing is like they try to make it be like the lightsabers are like a sign of, they're like a relic of the past. Like, this is like, you holding a lightsaber means you like are like the Jedi now.
Yeah.
I think that you could have that, but it makes for like, okay, Gundams. In Gundam Wing in particular, Gundams are extremely rare, very like the metal they're made of has to be made in space, so it's very, very difficult to make them.
It has to be made in Spain.
Yeah, dude. It has to be made with Spain without the A. And like
Spin.
but the Gundams, they don't really say it, but I mean, like to us, weapons of mass destruction are hydrogen bombs, nuclear bombs, bombs. That's a weapon of mass destruction. Like if it can kill a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Boston bomb.
They treat, well, because there's mobile suits. They're called mobile suit Gundams, but mobile suits are just
I
like
know what
mechs.
a mobile suit is.
Like mobile suits are just like mechs pretty much, but mobile suit Gundams are like, hey, your mobile suit sucks. It's not a Gundam. Gundams can take like 400 shots and still be walking, and like they'll just blow up your entire planet if they feel like it. That's what Gundam Wing is. Like that's what those are. Lightsabers, obviously not as powerful as that.
But they are pretty freaking OP.
Yeah, so to me that they could be, because I know people really liked it in Phantom Menace where they use lightsabers like, oh, everyone had been like, why didn't they use lightsabers like that?
Yeah, because they used lightsaber like a sword.
Yeah, like they used the lightsaber to cut a door through steel. Why didn't they do that in like the original trilogy?
I definitely think it's crazy that in the first three, or like, you know, 4, 5, and 6, like George Lucas never thought, I have a laser sword and I'm only using it like it's a normal sword.
Yeah.
He never had the revelation. Because like the first thing I think of when I see a lightsaber, and this could just be recency bias because like, duh, of course this is the first thing I think of. I've existed in a world with Star Wars in it since I've been born. But like the first thing I think when I see a big laser is cutting through like a door.
Yeah.
And being like, Bazinga!
Penny? Yeah. I don't know. I was pointing this out the other day. I'm surprised like Star Wars has never been like, look, mechs. They've had,
they don't have
vehicles.
like mechs, like actual like Gundam mechs basically.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be Gundam mechs. Usually when I think of like mechs that aren't like from Japan, I'm thinking of like Titanfall.
I love Titanfall.
I played Titanfall 2's campaign. I beat it in like a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's not a long one.
It's pretty cool though. I like the end where like you have like the gun that like automatically tracks people, like aims for you, and you're like trying to run through that place. I thought that was really cool.
It's
and
not
like,
the pistol, is it?
It's a pistol.
It
Yeah.
is the pistol. Yeah, that was a cool. That was a gun you could just use in the main storyline, but like a lot weaker than the one that comes in the story, or not in the storyline, in the online gameplay.
Yeah. Well, because you can't have an auto aiming gun.
Oh, but you can.
True.
That's just playing Halo.
Yeah. Aim assist is cheating and shouldn't be in PC pools. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But if Disney's listening,
hire me.
Well, first they'll DDoS us and sue us, and then they can steal our ideas. Though it'll be like, hey, you know how like Venom was like a fan submission?
Was it?
Yeah, Venom, like the symbiote, like the whole like that like arc where. Not like the arc where they like went into space and fought the aliens and like Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. I don't think that was submitted by a fan, but the symbiote suit and like I think Venom as a character was fan submitted.
Honestly, that kind of makes sense
because it's too good to be written by like some normal.
It is like the ultimate like edgelord thing too.
Yeah. But it's like good edgelord, I think. Is Venom a fan-made character? Yeah. Oh, alright, this is Reddit, so this is probably actually true. It was created by a fan in 1982 in a contest held by Marvel Comics. Randy Schuler submitted a concept art for a storyline that involves Spider-Man upgrading his suit to all black for stealth purposes. That's pretty vague. Let's see what Screen Rant says.
Me when I put on my tuxedo to be stealthy.
It's that one clip from Spider-Verse where it's like, it can't be that easy.
It's that easy.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the Schuler was the one who came up with the black suit redesign for Spider-Man's suit, which Marvel's then editor-in-chief Jim Shooter purchased from Schuler for $220.
That guy, that's unfortunate.
Well, Venom is cool in the comics. I don't really like the Venom movies though. I watched Venom Let There Be Carnage. And I was like, yep, that was a movie that couldn't decide if it was for kids or adults. And then, yeah.
I like the part where Venom is like a drag queen gay.
Yeah,
icon.
where he gets up and everyone's like, whoa! Like, people are just like, okay with it.
Yeah, because that's just real. That's so real.
Yeah. Because that would happen in real life. I don't think people would be like freaked out at a rave if someone showed up and like
they looked like Venom.
if like some giant creature and all black and was like looked slimy and had white eyes and could like talk.
Yeah, and it talked like this.
Like they'd be like, nice, dude. Because you've seen rave, like
yeah, dude, raves are like this just other breed of humanity.
Yeah.
Like rave folks. They don't get all the rave.
The reason that why Venom like was unbound from Peter Parker is because they just wanted like Spider-Man to like go back to his like normal suit.
They wanted to be done.
They made it a symbiote so that like Eddie Brock would get it, and then they didn't have to like Peter Parker could just be like, look, a normal Spider-Man.
Guys, guess who's back? Everybody's favorite neighborhood friendly Spider-Man. Keep your windows locked at night, kids.
Spider-Man also needs some reworking in some aspects. Although I think the original Spider-Man trilogy, pretty good. I like Spider-Man 3. There was too much. There was like, you can tell that the director and the people, like the people that were making them put in the song and stuff. You can tell there was conflict there, but like, I thought that like, the things it did pretty well. I unironically like Spider-Man 3.
I think Spider-Man 3 is a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I think it's out of 10, I'd give it like a 6.7.
Yeah. I don't know. I like to do my obnoxious like scaling when I'm rating stuff, where it's like there's no such thing as a perfect 10 out of 10 game.
The perfect 10 out of 10 game is Super Mario Sunshine.
Like it can't like it's too good to exist. You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're
but,
crazy.
Like, yeah, kind of. But like Sekiro, I gave it 10 out of 10. It has its issues, but you have to have played it 4 times all the way through to like realize them, like I did. Because yeah, 150 hours.
150 hours of slaying demons.
Yeah, dude.
That's still, honestly, for what you, like, Sekiro's a hard game. I feel like 150 hours is, I don't know, I feel like it's not, well, okay, I guess, I don't know. I think it's probably not, like, the longest.
If you're bad at the game on your first playthrough, it's gonna take you 150 hours. Just saying. I don't know how many hours it took me to beat the base game, because right after I beat it, I just like started like farming stuff because I wanted the rest of the prosthetics and the skills, which farming took the longest. That took the longest to do. Like that is the #1 issue I have with Sekiro. There's also a glitch I found where if you're swapping through quick items, sometimes if you use the button to use the quick item, it will use the quick item that you had used before. Even if it was in a different slot. Like there's been times where I use Divine Confetti because that does a damage boost. And then I switch back to my healing when I need to heal, and then I put on, it like does the animation for Divine Confetti, and it re-puts on Divine Confetti, and it doesn't heal when my healing gourd thing is selected. Yeah, that's my beef with it.
My beef is that there are gourds at all. I don't support gourds.
This is not a Gordon household, y'all.
No, gourds they are not on.
Gordon Village.
Dude, I love Gorons. They're all like, hurt.
We went from very deep Star Wars conversation to like, I don't know. What would you consider what are things that are 10 out of 10 for you? What are things that have almost no faults other than like things that are just like you kind of just figured out how the like Sekiro has almost no faults other than, you know, I beat it 4 times and like the grinding was dumb and the one glitch that like only happens sometimes. Like that, those are my only issues with it, and that's not issues with like the game other than the farming. But even then, it's like a 9.5 out of 10. It's like a statistical anomaly. It shouldn't be that good. Just like a 1 or a 0 should almost not be able to exist, except for hated Donda. Donda was a 0.
Donda, the Kanye album?
Drake album, 2. Mostly because I didn't have to listen to 2 hours of it.
The Drake album, what was it called? Loverboy?
It was the one that released the same time as Donda.
Certified Lover Boy.
Yes, they both were horrible. They were both horrible.
I think that Kanye, before he was like Hitler, was a lot more respectable than Drake by music
Drake
standards.
has never done anything bad.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like in music standards, I think that Kanye was better at it than Drake, but then Kanye decided to go cuckoo.
I've never been a big fan of Kanye. I really like how he samples stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
No one really can sample quite how he does it, but his samples are sometimes really disjointed.
Nobody samples like you, baby.
Like, I think one of the best samplers there are is Joe G's early stuff is really good. There's like this one like mini album he did, it's like 12 minutes. It's 3 songs, so they kind of like lead into each other. He uses the Godzilla roar sound effect, and he like will use it as a fill.
That goes so hard.
It does. It's really cool.
What's the album called?
It's shoot, I remember what the third one's called. The third song. It's Nightmare of the Invertebrates, and you can kind of hear that, but we'll have to listen to it after we stop recording because it's actually really good.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Lovers Rock. I meant TV Girl. TV Girl also really good at sampling.
TV Girl, okay. I think you and Aiden were telling me about them.
Yeah, we played some.
Yeah, I had never heard about them. I've been listening to a bit more. Our giant Spotify playlist has a couple of TV Girl songs in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that kind of thing.
I don't like his voice, but their samples and instrumentals are really good.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Also, TV Girl is the one that had that funny rap song in it, right?
Oh, You Suck. Yeah, they sampled that.
Yeah. Which song, what was that called?
Yeasty Girls.
Yeasty Girls. I love the Yeasty Girls.
I've tried to listen to that whole thing. I couldn't. It was really cringy.
That's a great stream challenge.
And it wasn't just because it was like girls rapping. It was just a bad rap. It was not good. Are you trying to like jump in that painting like Mario?
Yeah, I forgot that I have to find the freaking door. Where's the door?
Imagine you on Grunny's back.
I sound just like Gruntilda, dude. You don't understand. She's all like, boil, trouble in trouble, but she sounds like.
Oh wait, no, Banjo is my. I don't know what Kazooie sounds like.
Kazooie also sounds like my Gruntilda voice. Yeah, that was a perfect Kazooie.
Or like Crash Bandicoot. Yeah,
I hate Crash Bandicoot. I do not respect Crash Bandicoot.
So you said tamales are a 10 out of 10 for you.
Tamales are the only 10 out of 10 in existence, okay?
Like, they don't even like give you like stomach issues or anything. Or
not
just like
they're the perfect thing.
You could eat them for eternity.
Tamales and the Women's Billiards League.
The Women's Billiards League?
Yep.
You're just virtue signaling because it's girls.
Me when I virtue signal by liking women.
Get this woke stuff off of my video game.
You're telling me that Princess Peach is not damsel in distress? I am upset.
Dude, gamers are very funny because they're like, I don't need this. Like, I don't need this representation. And it's like one gay character. And I'm like, oh, and they like. Them being gay means nothing to the plot.
Yeah, it's literally just they are existing as like a thing that is consistent in the real world.
What? I don't need this wokeness in my game.
I don't need this wokeness in my game. I deal with it enough in real life.
Wake up, samurai. Gay people are real.
Dude, it's like, oh, the post where the guy was like, they shouldn't put people of color in my games because I'm trying to escape the real world when I'm playing them. It's like such a terrible tweet. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like every tweet is satirical, and then you have like the one dude in the back that thinks it's real, and they're like, what?
I think that like you have a 50% chance when looking at like just the most abhorrent racism known to. No, I think it like when you're on Twitter, the 50% chance of looking at something racist is one, it's satire, or two, this is probably like a 50-year-old man that is genuinely racist and somehow has more than 100 followers.
Or anime profile picture.
Or, well, if
It's
they're an
always the
anime
anime
profile
profile
picture, they're
pictures.
racist.
Yeah, it's just actual racism.
Yeah.
I've never seen an anime profile picture.
Especially the "Don't Mess with Me, Miss Nagatoro." I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like that anime is specifically just drew like a super racist crowd.
Or like people with Lelouch v Britannia from
Code Geass. It's such a good anime.
It's Code Geass.
Code Geass. Code Geass. Okay.
I watched that like 2 years ago. It was like a couple months before I met Reagan. It's a good show.
I love.
I actually really liked it. I was like, this is going to be the worst ever, because I know about the fan base of this. This is gonna be a bad show. It was pretty good. Not 10 out of 10. Adventure Time is a 10 out of 10 show.
Adventure Time and Tamales.
Sekiro.
I think Death Note was a 10 out of 10 until it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what makes it not a 10 out of 10. Then it's like a 9.
Hey Luke,
Dude,
the Goblin.
Crash Bandicoot is in the podcast.
What's up?
I'll consider Crash Bandicoot.
You're a Crash Bandicoot.
Goblins?
What's poppin'?
I went to the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh,
was it good? I heard it was good.
I heard it. I was pretty good.
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
I know that it was like.
Want to go?
I know it was purposely. Wasn't it like purposely campy?
Yeah, wasn't it like corny? Like did it?
They like made the sets look like 90s fantasy sets, like with like the printed like the printed stuff in the background, so it wasn't green screen. They did that, right?
Did it have like a bunch of
No.
like Easter egg sounding things?
I don't know. I just watched the movie, man. He just died to lava swamp.
No, it's the blistering bug.
You're on a podcast. You have to know everything about every subject you talk about, or you have to pretend like you know
Unless
everything.
you Seth Rogen.
Dude, Seth Rogen laughs in Crash Bandicoot. I meant Banjo Kazooie.
Hey.
Oh wait, I think I said the wrong person.
Seth Rogen.
That's Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I meant a different dude.
Wait, who were you thinking of?
The podcaster that's bald.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
That guy.
A little bit different, yeah. I mean, they both laugh the same though. They go.
Well, I mean, they both have the last name though, so.
Joe Rogan and Seth Rogen switch careers. That's the only difference between the good timeline and the dark timeline.
And Wastelands
And we're in the dark timeline.
Wastelands and Sonichu.
Dude, yeah.
Have you watched that documentary, by the way?
The like 300 episodes of it?
We're only on like 60. We might have just hit 70.
I am too scared.
I have stopped watching at the moment because it's like getting in. It's like too bad for me who has watched 60 episodes of it. It's like that bad.
Yeah, I'm scared of Chris Chan.
We're only. I don't know what year it is now. I know that he made a JoJo's reference in one of the videos, so it's like at least 2014.
JoJo's.
How do they have each of the episodes?
JoJo.
How long is each of the episodes?
No, it's only like 70. But they can at least 45 minutes. The longest one was an hour and a half.
Oh.
They hurt.
It's a podcast too, right?
Yes, you can listen to it on Spotify. Just with like pictures and stuff, you can see how bad the Sonichu art is. It's like you think it's bad. It's laughably bad. It's like especially when people when people convinced him, because they were called the idea guys. They were pretty much these dudes that were harassing Chris, and like he was like giving them money, but they like kind of forced him to like put a bunch of like stuff in some of his later issues, like how Sonichu was like Hitler. Unironically, every person on Earth got turned into a Sonichu, and then they all got
They
were all Nazis,
Hitler?
and there's like swastikas drawn like everywhere.
Oh my gosh. I didn't. Dude. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to bed.
You're going to bed? What time is it?
It's 10.
Oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock?
Sonichu Hitler. Let's look that up.
Yeah, let's look at Sonic.
Yeah, dude, no,
You
look.
think he has a mustache?
It's on the quickie.
Oh no, I can literally.
His poorly drawn swastika.
Yeah, look.
I bet you guys are gonna
It's-
get demonetized for saying that.
For saying swastika?
Yeah.